Have you ever known of someone whose bond with God was so profound that they avoided death? Someone who not only endured the bleakest era, but also glimpsed visions of heaven, angelic realms, and apocalyptic mysteries? Meet Enoch, a mysterious figure who has fascinated humanity for millennia. More astonishing is the Book of Enoch, a controversial scripture filled with startling revelations that was excluded from the Bible. Did Enoch truly author this book? And if he did, why was it forbidden? Join us as we unravel the secrets behind one of the Bible's greatest mysteries. Don't forget to click subscribe to stay updated on mystical tales and little-known biblical truths. Let's start by delving into the story of Enoch from the Bible, a remarkable figure chosen by God, whose extraordinary fate has inspired reflection for generations. Picture a world engulfed in chaos, where darkness and corruption ran so rampant that even God could not look away. Among it all stood a man who dared to approach God so closely that he transcended the limits of human life. Enoch was a mysterious character, surrounded by enigma, who had such extraordinary spiritual strength that he bypassed death entirely. The Bible reveals that Enoch, a fifth-generation descendant of Adam and Noah's great-grandfather, led a life of devotion and holiness. He fathered Methuselah, known as the man with the longest lifespan, and had many other descendants during his 365 years on earth. Remarkably, Enoch was one of just 2 people taken to heaven without experiencing death. In Genesis, his life is summed up with a profound statement. Enoch walked with God, and he was no more, for God took him. There are no elaborate details, just the mystery of his sudden departure, as though he crossed from mortality to divinity. This prompts us to question the meaning of walking with God in a crumbling world, and why only Enoch was spared from death. Hebrews 11:5 in the New Testament gives us a glimpse of understanding. By faith, Enoch was taken away so that he did not experience death. Imagine a faith so potent and a bond with God so unbreakable that it surpassed the bounds of nature. No funeral, no grave, just disappearance. Ancient Jewish writings and early Christian scriptures emphasize Enoch's uniqueness, portraying him as a prophet, a visionary, and a witness to a world in decline. Picture Enoch living in an era when human sin was steadily increasing. He walked so closely with God that he was granted access to divine mysteries, insights into the structure of heaven, the secrets of creation, and humanity's ultimate fate. The pressing question is, if Enoch received such revelations, did he document them? If he did, where are those writings now? Could he have left a book that details everything he saw, a book that unveils hidden realms, the destiny of fallen angels, and apocalyptic secrets? This leads us to the Book of Enoch, an ancient manuscript claiming Enoch as its author. This text is teeming with apocalyptic visions, heavenly beings, and cryptic prophecies. Yet, is it genuinely authored by the enigmatic figure who escaped death, or is it the work of a later writer? And if it was excluded from the Bible, could its content have been deemed too dangerous or controversial to fit into the official canon? The Book of Enoch is recognized as both a religious and apocalyptic text, written in ancient Hebrew. Scholars estimate that the earliest sections of this book date from around 300 to 200 BCE, with the latest portion, the Book of Parables, possibly written around 100 BCE. Though not included in the biblical canon, the Book of Enoch remains influential in Ethiopian and Eritrean branches of the Coptic Orthodox Church. Ethiopian Jews, also called Beta Israel, integrated the Book of Enoch into their Tanakh, though it is excluded by modern Jewish tradition. The Book of Enoch ventures beyond the boundaries of the conventional Bible, boldly exploring angels, giants, and visions of apocalyptic destruction. The book offers rare and valuable insights into the origins of demons and the giants, known as Nephilim. It claims that Enoch is the ancestor of the giants. The book paints a bleak picture of their history, describing their destruction due to the damage they inflicted on the earth. According to the text, Mahweh, a Nephilim, and the son of the angel Barakel, had a prophetic dream about the flood and its impending destruction. Oya and Hahya, sons of the fallen angel Shemyaza, had similar dreams, as did other giants who foresaw the same fate. Realizing their grim destiny, the Nephilim sought Enoch's guidance, but by then he had already left Earth. Mahweh was chosen to embark on a cosmic journey to find Enoch, described in the book as flying with wings like an eagle. Mahweh eventually found Enoch and begged for his help. However, the giants were held accountable for their deeds, and the great flood wiped them out, leaving nothing behind. The mystery of the giants was buried along with them. This is why the text is known as the Book of Giants. Yet, one question continues to intrigue scholars and believers. Was Enoch truly the author? Or was this an ancient mystical work attributed to him to add prestige in the realm of ancient writings? Such texts are known as Esara'ah or Graal, referring to works ascribed to famous figures to inspire faith. Scholars often believe that the Book of Enoch belongs to this category, suggesting it may have been written centuries later by someone who used Enoch's name. This practice was common in ancient literature and served as a tribute, ensuring the legacy of a revered figure. Regardless of doubts about its origin, the Book of Enoch has retained its allure and influence. Ancient Jewish sects and early Christian communities cherished it as a key to uncovering hidden spiritual knowledge. The Ethiopian Orthodox Church regards the Book of Enoch as part of their biblical canon, preserving it to this day. To them, Enoch's words are not just symbolic, but also carry prophetic significance, illuminating truths that are both awe-inspiring and unsettling. Why is this book attributed to Enoch? The text provides hints within its own narrative. It presents itself as a record of Enoch's visions, documenting his interactions with heavenly beings, his explorations of celestial realms, and revelations about future judgment. Imagine witnessing the divine, encountering angels, observing clashes between good and evil, and glimpsing events yet to unfold. This is the world revealed by the Book of Enoch, a dimension rarely mentioned in the Bible. Some believe its descriptions are too detailed and vivid to be mere fabrication. In this book, Enoch is depicted as a prophet and a seer, speaking with archangels like Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, and Uriel. He learns of the Watchers, angels who descended to earth and defied divine order, resulting in the Nephilim, a race of giants. The book narrates how these Watchers corrupted mankind, imparted forbidden knowledge, and spread chaos across the world. Intriguingly, the Bible itself briefly mentions these beings. Genesis 6:1-4 speaks of the sons of God marrying human women and giving birth to giants, mirroring events described in the Book of Enoch. Is it possible that this ancient manuscript, though excluded from the Bible, preserves visions passed down over centuries? The Book of Enoch delves deeper, offering a vision of spiritual realms and cosmic struggles that biblical texts only hint at. It depicts multiple layers of heaven, each ruled by distinct angelic forces, and prophesies a final judgment where fallen angels will face divine retribution. This is Enoch's world, a realm only a few biblical figures are said to have glimpsed. Did Enoch truly write this book, documenting these extraordinary events, or is the Book of Enoch a later composition created to honor Enoch and explore unanswered mysteries? The early church appeared hesitant. Its leaders were cautious of the book's revelations, ultimately deciding to exclude it from the Bible. Amid a world of mysteries, Enoch shines as a unique figure, a man who walked closely with God and chronicled the divine realm. Though powerful and enigmatic, The Book of Enoch has been haunted by a lingering question. Why wasn't it included in the Bible? For early Jewish and Christian communities, it was more than a religious text. It was respected, frequently quoted, and even referenced in the New Testament by the Epistle of Jude. Yet, despite its reverence, the book was excluded. What led church leaders to distrust it? Why was it left out of the canonical scriptures? A primary reason was its disputed authorship. The Book of Enoch claims to have been written by Enoch himself, but scholars and church leaders doubted this. Enoch lived long before the Great Flood, in an era predating writing systems. How could he document these events in such detail? The lack of certainty about its origins led leaders to reject the book as part of the Bible, especially when its content and provenance were inconsistent. Another issue was its content. The Book of Enoch features vivid and unsettling imagery: fallen angels corrupting humanity, the Nephilim's rise, apocalyptic visions, and descriptions of heavenly realms absent in other biblical texts. Early church leaders worried that Enoch's elaborate accounts might confuse or alarm believers. Consider an early follower of Christ hearing stories of angels imparting forbidden knowledge, causing chaos, and birthing giants, plunging the world into ruin. Such intense depictions of judgment and punishment were deeply concerning. Theological alignment was crucial. The Book of Enoch explored themes that clashed with the core messages of the Bible. Its detailed accounts of fallen angels, watchers, and eschatological visions were seen as misaligned, risking misinterpretation of God's nature and sin's essence. Early church leaders needed a consistent and unified canon. Texts had to complement the grand narrative of redemption, prophecy, and Christ's teachings. Enoch's visions, however, diverged from this framework, leading to its exclusion. The Ethiopian Orthodox Church, however, embraces the Book of Enoch, considering it canonical. They view its teachings about angels, divinity, and judgment as valuable, with Enoch's prophecies offering insights into both history and the end times. Elsewhere, the book remains enigmatic, relegated to the margins of ancient literature. Does the Book of Enoch have relevance today? Many argue it holds wisdom and insight, including a detailed view of angelology and the structured roles and hierarchy of angels. Enoch discusses archangels such as Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, and Uriel, portraying them as sacred warriors and guardians. For those fascinated by the spiritual realm, the Book of Enoch is captivating. Still, it requires careful handling. It is not regarded as scripture inspired by God and should be treated as an additional perspective rather than a doctrinal foundation. The visions of Enoch about the Watchers, the fallen angels, serve as stark warnings. These Watchers provided forbidden knowledge to humans, resulting in disorder and divine judgment, reminding us of the consequences of crossing the limits set by God. In today's world where technology and information expand rapidly, Enoch's cautions can be linked to the dangers of unchecked pursuit of knowledge and power. What is the right way to view the Book of Enoch today? Some see it as a rich source of supernatural understanding, helping to decode the spiritual dynamics around us. Others regard it with skepticism, appreciating it as an ancient document while carefully examining its ideas through the lens of the Bible. Whether interpreted as a source of wisdom or a warning or a blend of both, the Book of Enoch stands out as a compelling ancient work, encouraging inquiry, discovery, and reflection on faith, judgment, and redemption. What is your perspective on the Book of Enoch? Is it just a historical artifact, or does it hold eternal truths relevant to our lives today? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Enjoyed these insights? Hit like, subscribe to our channel, and join us for upcoming videos. Your comments and thoughts mean a lot. Leave them below. praise be to God for His wisdom and enlightenment. See you next time.